Tell me about the book, the
right,
Reverend book about African development.
Well, I started out as a teacher and realized that education was not what Africa needed. 50% of African GDP is spent on education. 1% graduate from high school and go to university. And in order for those people who are educated to actually participate in the formal economy, the economy of Africa would have to double every year to receive the kids who are educated. So they're just frustrated. They're extremely well educated. They're brilliant, wonderful kids.
So what's happening?
So they go to live in slums because they have to work for the cash economy. They've had their homes destroyed. Their rural homes are destroyed.
Can we get some of those people to factory farm?
Well, what we need is what we were doing. What I ended up finally doing was we built these family model systems. There are thousands of them now. But what they needed now was a secondary economy where if you need a cart, somebody in your local community within walking distance knows how to make a cart. If they need solar panels, solar hot water, whatever it was, we needed a place. So the Germans started working with me to build models of these little community workshops is what they're called.
Well, that's applicable in the States too, or wherever.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
community-based,
well, that's what I have.
community-supported manufacturing.
I'm going to show you.
Where?
Where I live, what I've started, what I've got going.
Oh, no way. So you've got a...
Yeah.
And the whole community uses that?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Is that at your place or in the town?
Well, it's my friends, in the area, and they're getting ready to shut their shop down.
And did you?
And now they're excited that we do windmills and we can do.
You can build windmills there.
Farm, yeah, we do. Farm-y stuff, and we're trying to sort of like support that economy so that guy doesn't have to shut that shop down, right? It's exciting anyway. So I learned all this stuff in Africa because you can't do education anymore. That's already been done. It's not effective. It's not what they need. Now, what are you going to do? So I got into famine relief because I could speak a bunch of languages, right? So they wanted somebody, let's not just hand all the pirates the food, right? Well, it turns out it doesn't matter. You're handing pirates the food. So now what are you going to do? And I realized, look, we're going to feed these people forever if we can't do something. And then I couldn't figure out that when I got into what I was doing was basically, what do you call it, microfinance. 25 years ago I was doing microfinance, right? And I couldn't figure out why it didn't work. And it doesn't work. And I don't care who says it does and who promotes it, it doesn't work.
How come?
Because nobody understands the formal economy and the informal economy. Nobody understands Marxism and its commentary on capitalism. So we're all promoting capitalism, right? That's the neoliberal model in Africa right now. And you don't understand that if you give a woman this and she buys bananas and she makes a bunch of money, and now she's a banana retailer, a wholesaler, pretty soon she's going to bump into the formal economy, and the formal economy already sells bananas, right? Now you're competition, now you die. I started bread factories. We were producing thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of loaves of bread because they needed work. They were living in town. We made soap, we made shoes, we made everything you can think of. And they all got killed because as soon as they came up, they bumped into the formal economy. So as soon as you're successful, you're dead. Literally dead. And they just take your shop, they take your business, and the whole business goes down. So how do you avoid that? I tell you how you avoid it. You go to the rural areas where nobody gives a shit, nobody wants to work, nobody wants to come and bother you, right? And you start your own economy. So what we have now are whole economies, 100 families living together, not needing to go to town, eating their own food.
So you've created a few of these?
Yeah.
What countries?
Kenya.
Yeah?
In Kenya.
Are they thriving right now?
I think they are. You can see them on satellite.
Oh, wow. Did you ever go back to visit?
No. I promised I would never come back.
How come?
That if we don't change here, it doesn't matter. They have no chance. If we don't change our lifestyle and live within our borders and within our resources and live sanely together, then we're always going to be mercantilists. We're always going to need our army over there raping and pillaging and making slaves out of those people.
This is wisdom from Dan Schoenberg, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here because I promised them I would do everything I could not to be part
To clean our act up right here in this country and other countries.
Not to be the guy who sent the army over there to do whatever, take the gold or put a missile base in.
So is this what you wrote about in the book?
The book was written for African villagers to say, here's what some of your friends have done. Here is some of the radical thinking behind it. Can't get it published in Kenya. It's a little too controversial.
What was the book called?
Under the Talking Tree. And it combines ethnography, because I'm an ethnographer, and anthropology. How to think about the world the way they think about it before you start telling them how to run their lives and how to change it. And I didn't define development. We just started out with what's a problem. And I didn't know the answer. I was an educated, how many degrees do I have? How much
What's your
bullshit?
formal training?
My graduate work is from University of Houston in education, systems design, and administration.
Do you have any friends who are doing?
That's a damn good question.
Do you have any friends who are actually doing the real development work, or are most of them doing it in the wrong way? Are there people who are creating autonomous economies?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And
who are these people?
Well, one's a Dane. For example, in Kenya, you would go see Eric Neeson-Peterson. He's a Dane, and he understands soil erosion, soil restoration. He understands local economies and food and the whole 9 yards. He's married to one of the tribal people that I lived with. That's how I met him. And he was doing this stuff before I was. So he was a true scholar and a great man, just a great human being. His kids are all married to Kenyans, and they all live there, and they do this stuff, right?
Okay, so you've got one friend at least.
Well, I have one friend. Phil Hastrick was with UNICEF. He got saved, and he got out of UNICEF and just started supporting my work. And we're dear friends, and he has worked his ass off to be a promoter and advocate in Tanzania of rural village autonomous development. We call it autochthonous development. That's the true word for what you want, which is self-defined groups of people who have their own mechanism, their own language for defining their own self.
Is that an anthropological term?
That's an anthropological term.
Say it again?
Autochthonous.
Autochthonous?
Yes. It's a very important word.
Wow, I never heard that word.
That's what you want. That's what you're describing in your local economy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. That we have the power, we have the means, and if we don't like what's brought down the pike on the railroad tracks, right, we can just say basically, shove it, I'm gone, I don't need you, be gone, and do your thing. That's what we're after.
How irreverent.
I know it is, but it's, I'm preaching now, man.
I like it.
So anyways, there you go.
Okay.
What else can you say? I've been there, so now what's the response when I get here? How could I do anything else except what I watched them do, helped them do, and I got here, I can't preach, no church is going to hire me, I can't do education. Why am I going to do education? Because I don't believe in what we're doing. I just don't believe it. So how can I be a teacher? How can I get stuck on that railroad track and couldn't get off, and I can't lay new tracks? So what am I going to do? Well, I'm broke. I got 4 kids. I got to do something.
Yeah.
So I took my own advice, as I told you. I got into septic work. I got into shit. So there's plenty of shit, a lot of garbage, a lot of waste. I had done it all, right? I knew how to do anything with shit. I could do shit with my eyes closed. So that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I was good.